Hey everyone, and welcome to Bite Size Tactics. In this video we will be reviewing the strengths, weaknesses and mission play of the Termagants. The Termagants don't have a very impressive profile when you look at it, with a movement of 6 inches, a toughness of only 3, a 5+ armor save, 1 wound per model, and a not so good leadership of 8+, but they do have objective control 2, and it costs 60 points for a unit of 10 and 120 for a unit of 20. They have the infantry keyword, which may be important for stratagems. The battle line keyword gives the unit OC2 and allows you to take up to 6 units instead of the regular 3 units. The endless multitude keyword is important if you're running this unit in the never-ending unending swarm detachment. The Termagants also have their own unique ability called Skulking Horrors. This ability allows you to make a normal move of d6 inches when an enemy unit ends a normal, advance or fall back move within 9 inches of this model, and it can only be done once per turn. Every Termagant is naturally equipped with a flesh borer for a ranged weapon, and as you would expect from a flesh-eating, man-eating alien, have their own claws and teeth for close combat weapons. The Termagants have quite a few war gear options available to them. For instance, they can all replace their flesh borer for a Termagant Devourer or the Spine Fist. In addition, for every 10 models in a unit, you can take a shard launcher, a spike rifle, and a strangle web if you choose to. All the weapons except the Devourer has an ability, so you have options to mix and match. Now, Termagants are quite weak. With only a toughness of 3, most armies will be able to kill them off quite quickly. Try and avoid torrent weapons if you can, especially if you move into range of being overwatched. Blast weapons are also going to be quite a nuisance for you, as you typically will give away a lot of extra attacks, especially to Desolation Marines or Hearthguard. Weapons with AP -1 or 2 are also scary to this unit, as they only have a base armor save of 5+. Termagants also have a weak leadership, and you really need to stay in synapse range of your army so that you can roll that extra die for battle shock tests. If you don't, well, the unit's mission play becomes useless. Speaking of useless, this unit will struggle to deal any damage to your opponent as their weapons aren't overly strong. The Flesh Borer has a strength of 5 and can wound Space Marine infantry like infiltrators on 3s, but with no AP it's not likely to do much. Also, new players may feel a little overwhelmed as there are a lot of threats, and when using multiple large squads there can be a lot to manage, so just be sure to take your time. Now, it's not all doom and gloom for the Tyranid players, as this unit just has as many strengths as it does weaknesses. This unit is very cheap and you can take up to 6, so don't be worried if 1 or 2 units die very quickly. There's also a whole detachment made for the Endless Multitude infantry units that have a lot of gameplay, so be sure to check that out. Most of the Termagant weapons have the Assault ability, which means you can advance and still be eligible to shoot, which is great for mission play. I really like the Termagant Spine Fist weapon, as they not only have the Assault ability, but also have the pistol and twin linked ability. The inbuilt ability Skulking Horrors is actually quite good and can be useful in a lot of different scenarios. You could avoid a charge, move your Termagants in a way that blocks your enemy's charge to one of your more vital units, or you could even use that extra movement to set up for the next turn or put more objective control on a nearby objective that your opponent might be trying to steal or contest. The unit size is also as great a strength as it is a weakness, as it can overwhelm your opponent, and this unit can also have great synergies with other Tyranid units. When looking at mission play, the Termagants really excel at 2 things. The first is being able to score you primary, and the second is being able to deny primary to your opponent. Because this unit can have up to 20 models, and it's so cheap, you can sabotage your opponent's objectives and stop them from scoring primary. And if this unit does get locked into combat, which it's pretty much a guarantee, if they have the Spine Fist, they can still do secondaries thanks to the pistol ability. Termagant units are also really good at scoring you secondary points as well, whether you're playing fixed or tactical, as you can just throw them wherever you need to. Also, when taking larger units of the Termagants, they leave a massive footprint that can deny your opponent the ability to deep strike into your backfield and even clog up most of the midboard or no man's land, so your opponent can't really rapid ingress or use any strategic reserves. It's really good for stopping those deep strike shenanigans that armies like the Grey Knights might have. Even Inceptors can have a hard time early on in the game, and being able to use the Skulking Horrors ability can also up a lot of sneaky movement shenanigans. as you can ruin your opponent's play and even set up a counter in your next turn. Overall, a fantastic cheap unit with a surprising amount of game versatility. There are no characters that can lead this unit, however the Termagant is basically their mother or queen bee. The Termagant has the ability to bring back D3 plus 3 dead Termagants to one unit within 6 inches of it in your command phase. This is great as it means your unit can avoid battle shock tests, give you more OC on objectives to score primary, and even move your models further afield. Also, just being able to replenish a unit every turn can be quite annoying to your opponent, as they probably want to be shooting at other targets. The Termagant also gives all Termagant units within 6 of it the lethal hits ability, and for a unit that struggles to deal damage, this can be quite good and possibly kill some infantry models. Finally, the Termagant is a synapse creature, which means you have a much better chance at passing all battle shock tests. In my opinion, the Termagants are a staple unit in the Tyranid army. I really like the gameplay versatility that this unit brings to the tabletop, and I would expect to see them in every list that you play against, except maybe the Crusher Stampede, but there is an argument to put them in that detachment anyway, just for that versatility and the ability to score primary. I don't think I would personally take any more than 2 big units of 20 in a list, and I probably wouldn't take smaller units of 10 as they would just be too easy to kill unless I was maybe running the Unending Swarm's ability to bring them back, or I was expecting just to use them as sacrificial pawns to score early secondary points. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like. If you want to tell me how you would run your Termagants or how you do run the Termagant unit, feel free to leave a comment down below. And lastly, if you do want more content like this and want to keep up to date, feel free to subscribe to the channel.